What's going on, guys? Before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to update you guys on something a little unrelated to, well, a lot unrelated to cryptocurrency. Basically, I'm in Brockport, as most of you guys should know, for college, and I wanted to show you guys what's going on today. So if the video doesn't go out late, or it does go out late, sorry, it's probably because the power's out and the weather is pretty crazy right now. So I wanted to show you guys outside and what's on my computer for this high wind warning. So check this out really quick and then we'll jump into today's episode. All right, so as you guys can see, high wind warning in Western New York. You can see it was posted only a couple hours ago. And then it says for Monroe County, which is where we're located. And you can see winds from 30 to 40 miles per hour and up to 75 miles per hour. And this is some of the things that will happen. Strong wind gusts, numerous trees, power lines will be knocked down. It even said buildings under construction will deteriorate and blow away. Travel in high profile vehicles will be very difficult at times. Tractor trailers may be in danger of being blown off the road. So crazy stuff. An average of winds of 60 miles per hour. It's pretty crazy. This is what it looks like outside right now. Not too bad. It's supposed to pick up later today, but there's a lot of noise while I'm sitting here editing the video. So wish me luck, and I'll update you guys and keep you posted. What's going on, YouTube? Heading back, making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Stellar Lumens to US dollar. We're also going to be discussing Litecoin price dropping below $47 as the violent bearish momentum materializes. And then we're going to also discuss an article, basically this flash 1 hour crash. Except for Bitcoin, other coins like Ethereum, Litecoin, EOS, Bitcoin Cash see a double-digit drop. And then we're also going to look at the coin market cap. If any of this sounds interesting to you guys, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content. We're doing a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers, which is right around the corner. Otherwise, let's jump into today's video. What's up, guys? So right now I'm on the current coin market cap. As you guys can see, market cap is 128.6 bill. 24-hour volume is 38.4. Bitcoin dominance is 52.2%. For all those who are new to the channel, basically I like to discuss the coin market cap because it gives us a brief overview of what to expect as we dive into the technical analysis part of the episode. So you can see Bitcoin dominance 52.2% is actually up about 0.4 compared to yesterday. We then see a 24-hour volume of 38.4 billion, which is massive compared to yesterday. Yesterday we were teeter-tottering at, I believe it was like 25, maybe it was 30, I don't remember exactly, but it was nowhere near 40 billion in terms of volume. Now, just because volume is up, yes, it is a good thing, but it also can, indicate that there's going to be a retracement back down. The way we figure that out is by looking at the market cap. Market cap being 128 compared to the 130 something it was at yesterday is an indication we're seeing that pullback. So that's what we're going to see. That is going to be reflected in the prices. You can see all these coins are down, and we are going to discuss why that is. So I also, hopefully you guys watched yesterday's video. If you didn't, I probably recommend you to watch that one before today. Reason being is I said yesterday, and you can quote me, that Litecoin and the alts are looking very suspicious and they need to pull back down very soon. That's why I said I'm going to hold off on buying and I won't FOMO invest because of the way the market looks. Now find that video, which was just yesterday. It will be, their link is at the end of this video if you wanted to wait, but I did quote me, I did say that was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. Out of these top 10 coins, we noticed that Bitcoin is not down in the double digits, but majority of the other coins are. Bitcoin only down by 6.5 at 3,800, which is still not a bad price. Litecoin at 44.7, so that's actually really big, down 12%. That's a pretty big drop. Only Tether, which seems to be like a stable coin for the market, doesn't really seem to make much of a move. It stays around $1 for the most part. Doesn't really move that much. Tons of volume, 11.3 billion. It's actually more than Bitcoin. So I'm going to have to do some more research into Tether, but it seems to be a stable coin, which is interesting for this volatile market. But Litecoin was at like $52 yesterday, now falling to $44.79, down 12%. Stellar also down 8.6. We're going to look at that, and then Yeah, just a lot of double digits. Market's down for the most part. Guys, if you guys have any other coin you want me to review besides Stellar Lumens, it's about that time where I want to switch it up and start looking at a new altcoin. So let me know in the comments down below what coin you want me to start looking at for the next week or two, and I guess I can make a series out of that coin in the link down below. Otherwise, let's move on to the articles. And actually, before we jump into that, guys, if you're new to the channel or you haven't yet signed up for the second link in the description to the ABRA exchange, definitely make sure to jump on that, guys. They have a couple more weeks and then they're going away. The link is going to expire, but they're doing a promotion where you will receive $25 of free Bitcoin on sign up when you deposit $5 from a US bank account. That's simple. I've had over 70 people now take advantage of this, so I'm definitely letting all you guys know. Otherwise, let's move on to the articles. So, Litecoin price is dropping, and it dropped below $47 as this violent bearish, momentum materializes, which is definitely very interesting, and it is retracing in a very violent manner. So that is kind of what I wanted to discuss with you guys. So basically, let me get to it really quick. As you guys know, even though nearly all crypto markets had seemingly engaged in the pups this morning, the current hourly chart looks incredibly bleak. Some altcoins have lost over 10%, like Litecoin, in value in the span of just a few minutes. Especially for the Bitcoin chart looks worrisome in this regard. Litecoin price watchers will not be too happy with this trend, albeit it was somewhat to be expected, which I did say yesterday. When the momentum remains positive, now that we're seeing Litecoin price retrace in such a violent manner, so when we see momentum remain positive in the cryptocurrency space for several days, one has to wonder how things will evolve in the near future. As was to be expected, a major downtrend occurred earlier this morning. The hourly charts look extremely bearish for all markets, as well as the daily and the 4-hour charts. With Litecoin facing a lot of pressure across the board, the weekend may not necessarily end on a high after all. To put this in perspective, all cryptocurrencies, tokens, assets are losing 5% in value or more on the hourly charts. This is primarily because Bitcoin is into overbought territory, like I've been discussing. As far as the Litecoin price is concerned, a net of 6%, I believe it's at 12, is the current bottom line, although this figure will be undoubtedly fluctuate a fair bit throughout the day, with the value driven down to $46 at the time this article was made. It is now down to around $44 and dropping. So it is quite interesting to see how this community, you guys respond to this somewhat new challenge. Bitcoin Litecoin's master sees the dip as a golden opportunity to buy more Litecoin. Even if it were to dip further, there is no reason not to buy Litecoin, according to this user. Given the current violent market swing, continuing to buy may not necessarily be the smartest idea, although there are still notable gains in the past several days. A lot of momentum has been eroded all of a sudden, so we're definitely going to have to check it out, guys. Otherwise, I do want to also discuss, this flash 1-hour crash. Bitcoin didn't really hit the double digits, but other coins have, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Just when the cryptocurrency market recovered from its 2018 lows and reached the 2018 high, everything turned upside down. Everything from Bitcoin to all over cryptocurrencies crashed by a big margin in the past hour, all red across the board, as we saw. Bitcoin, though, witnessed only a 6.3 crash within the past hour. EOS, Litecoin, and a majority of the others have lost a huge, decrease. After experiencing that 30% hike in the past week, they saw that massive crash today. So Bitcoin at the time, that article was made was around 38.76, recovering after hitting its 38.53 low. And it actually plunged from that $4,200 range to around an average of 3,800. I believe we're at 3,700 right now. So we're seeing quite a bit of a drop, in my opinion. Now, Ethereum, Ethereum's hard fork was postponed till later this month. That could be why, but the coin saw a considerable increase in the price despite, the fact that we just dropped quite a bit. Majority of these tokens were actually up a fair amount, and only recently did they decide to, come back down. We're going to discuss that. Now, I do want to switch our focus now to the technical analysis part of today's episode. We're going to start off with Litecoin and with Stellar Lumens. as you guys see, it does look pretty wild. If you guys, want to access any of my charts, the first link in the description is a link to my Patreon account, basically where you guys can gain access to all of my charts I discuss on today or any episode that I post on YouTube, as well as getting live updates whenever I make a line or draw something. You guys will be able to see that, as well as my personal number if you guys did want to reach out to me and actually discuss cryptocurrency. That's all in the link below. Besides that, for all the guys who are already a part of my Patreon, shout out to you guys. I appreciate that. You've been all seeing and graphing this with me, and you understand that this pullback was anticipated. So as we look on this, you guys on Patreon would know, we did draw this, ascending weird wedge that was forming. And we discussed in yesterday's video, if you caught that, otherwise check that out. Yesterday's video, we said that we were nearing overbought. We were actually overbought. The candle actually retraced back down to $51, but when it was at a high of 53, we were overbought. And then we did see that pullback. So not only being overbought on the 4-hour, we were overbought on the daily, like I said. So that's two areas of, concern to me. We also had a massive resistance at $51. Now I do want to zoom in really quick so we can get a better look-see. We had a resistance at 51, you can see beautifully. And we also had this ascending uptrend. You can see previous resistance, we've had tons, and the fact that we did have this uptrend also, pushed that price down. So two key areas of resistance, and the third one is the RSI pushing us down, and we're also above the high-low minimum moving averages. Indications all over that a pullback was necessary and about to happen, and I guess it happened earlier than expected, but we fell. I had a couple people ask me on Patreon when I'm going to buy back in. And I did want to discuss that today. So I'm personally looking to start to dollar cost average at around $40. That's what I'm going to check. I do want to check the 4-hour to make a, better estimate at what I'm going. Actually, I may actually throw in now. And here's what I'm going to discuss with you. I'm going to buy back in right now, mainly because I think $43 to $40, I think this is a good zone right now to buy back in, personally, and I actually am going to throw some in after this video. We did pull back down. We broke bearish from our, uptrend, and we broke pretty vigorously and violent, fell down our 4-hour high-low MMA, which is a good, support level for Litecoin. So I am going to start buying in, I'd say at around this level, because that is the green band, and I would start dollar cost averaging. I'd buy in at 44, whatever the price is now. I would buy back in again at $43, and then I would buy back in lastly at around $40. So I would start dollar cost averaging from the price it's at now, 44, all the way down to $39, $40. Hopefully that helps whoever asked that question. I think it is a very good time to buy on 4-hour because it's a great way to start your dollar cost average. We're not too overbought. We're kind of neutral right now on Litecoin's daily, but we are very low on the 4-hour. So on the short term, good price to buy back in and put a very small, or I will put a very small sliver of the money I have into it. I'd probably put around 15% in, buy a little more, maybe 25%, 35%, and the rest, even lower at $40. That's what I'm going to do. This was a very beautiful, healthy recovery. Honestly, I'm still anticipating it to go lower. I'm looking at it to go maybe to $40. That's like what I just said. But that's where I would start to dollar cost average. Hopefully that helps you guys. Moving on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, again, very obvious retracement. Extremely overbought on its daily, very overbought on its 4-hour. Hitting resistance up at its high-low MMA. Like I said, this green band was going to act as a very strong resistance level on its daily. Being that we were also nearing overbought when we decided to test that, the odds were stacked against it. Now this is an area where we do need to make assumptions, educated guesses. Can't always be right 100 times, but when we use common knowledge and we use past history and relevant, information to the crypto space, we can, make an educated guess that I'd like to say is about 70% right. most of the time. So this pullback was anticipated. I was saying it yesterday. We're definitely nearing good times to buy in. Personally, I would stick with Litecoin at the moment. Ethereum was looking a little too cocky, overbought, and it was above its high low MMA. You know, took quite a bit to get up to that, and I did say to sell out right in between here, this channel, and as soon as we started to dip up higher, I knew it was too good to be true. Pullback was anticipated. Stellar Lumens, last coin, you know, Stellar Lumens, I still personally think is headed up higher, guys. I truly think Stellar Lumens on its daily is going to head up to that 12%. It did, you know, drop down a little bit today because it was overbought on its 4-hour, but the pullback was necessary, you know. It was a small recovery, or a small retracement, healthy one, but I still think in the long term, next couple of weeks, we're going to head right back up to around 12 cents. But otherwise, guys, that's going to sum up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, help share the channel giveaway at 10K. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.